Good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending upon what sect you are in. Here we will talk about sect in astrology. Sect is the determination of whether a chart is a daytime chart or a nighttime chart. What difference would this make, you might ask? Well, my dear student of the fine and incredible art of astrology, it makes a huge difference, a magnificent difference, a splendorous difference, or perhaps it makes no difference at all. It depends upon who you ask in your own studies and contemplations. But as your trusted astrologer, I would propose it makes the largest of differences, the most incredible of differences. I would say it's something you should look at the moment you verify a chart as being accurate in time. Day sect is a chart where the main luminary, the giver of light, is the sun. Night sect is where the main luminary is the moon, and the sun is below the horizon. It is said that during a day sect chart the power of good that Jupiter does is increased, and the harm that Saturn does is so decreased. But during the nighttime chart or the night sect, the power of good that a Venus does is increased, and it is the power of harm and the ability to cause difficulty that Mars does, which is decreased. Let us look then at this deeper and come to an understanding for ourselves of what we could be speaking of by these words. Good and harm, power, increase, decrease, that those who follow this doctrine or sect in astrology also grapple with and come to understand and learn as they peer into the chart and resolve its mysteries. The day luminary is the sun. When insect, its potency and expression are clear and bright. An insect's sun is going to illuminate the house that it is in and the topics that it covers as a matter of identity of the native, clearly and brightly. But well, the opposite is true of the moon. During the day, its topic by house will be less clear, more obscure. It is so, you will see. Look at many charts. But at night you will also then find that the sun will be less clear in its topics, and the moon will shine more brightly and vividly than one could ever imagine. We apply this principle with a careful trepidation, and we apply it the same to the sun. Its rays are diminished at night, and the moon's rays are diminished during the day. Think of astrology then, if you may, as a field of cycles and vibrations, vibrations of light and gravitational waves, fields of light, fields of gravity that envelop your soul. Then imagine your soul is projecting its experiences into these fields of light and gravity based on the energy it is receiving from those fields of light and gravity, constructing the world that is your universe. Indulge me then for a moment, and imagine for a second that light itself affects those fields of energy and light, modulating them. Daylight modulates in a certain way, with a certain type of vividness, creating a heating intensity, whereas moonlight modulates in another way, or even the absence of light that might come during the night modulates in a certain way, creating a cooling energy, intense when the moon is full, but soft and gentle when the moon is empty. So we have this proposal then by Aristotle and Ptolemy way back in the day, thousands and thousands of years ago, as they were thinking, free of the shackles and chains of cell phones and social media, as they were sitting there pondering upon their marble steps of the Pantheon. They were thinking and they thought, listen to this. Saturn is cold and Mars is hot. For that reason, the waves of these planets are malefic. Jupiter is warm and Venus is moist. For that reason, the waves of these planets are benefic and life-supporting. But Mars and Saturn, they are too much for the vibrations of our souls to take. They are overwhelming. They disturb and are disruptive to the fabric of our bodies, the sounds and vibrations of our emotions, and the firing neurons of our minds. On the other hand, Jupiter with its warmth and Venus with its moist, for that reason are conducive to our wholeness, cultivating like in a terrarium life itself and our soul's ability to experience life. Now contemplate that the cool light of the moon modulates the waves of Mars as they crash upon the earth and integrate into your soul, cooling its heat. Or that the warm light of the sun modulates the waves of Saturn, warming up the waves and softening them. Ah, now you see. Now you see that Sect Light is experiential. Now you see how it functions. It is the same with the benefics. The sun, its warm vibrations boost the vibrations of Jupiter, whose warmth increases our experience of bliss in the body. It mellows our emotions, and it helps create thoughts of the harmony and perfection of things. Now you see the moon with its moistness increases the good moistness of Venus, causing our bodies to feel more blissful, our emotions to seek unity, and our thoughts to be ones of pleasure. This here is how the doctrine of sect works from a philosophical perspective. Some say this is not so, but I invite you to deeply think about it. Think about where your insect luminary falls, for that is the place in the world that you are illuminating beyond a doubt and without a question. Think about where your out of sect luminary falls. That is a place that you will have to work to tune the vibratory field of your soul in order to manifest your perfection in this world. The out of sect malefic is going to create trouble. You will see this. You will have a hot potato or a cold potato will be bouncing around. You're going to have to toss it to and fro and really apply your conscious mind to learn how to handle that energy. It matters not how rich or poor you are. This is an experience you're going to have. It could take your whole life to get through that one, right? Whereas your insect benefic is that place that you will easily find the resources you need to thrive in life. And there's then the out of sect benefic that is going to be a little harder. You're going to have to dig into your past habits from this life or even from past lives to get that one right. This is true not only for the houses that the planets are in, but also for the ones that they affect through their rulership. All of that being said, I have no opinion on whether an out of sect planet will be more destructive by transit. The planet which is transiting is doing so now with its current conditions. It's impacting the energetic imprint of your being in its current condition. For this reason, your out of sect Saturn may be encountering beneficial rays, perhaps, during your Saturn return, giving you an easy Saturn return experience. Likewise, your Mars might be modulated by its current ruler, and therefore it might be doing well. Of course, this would make that nasty Mars transit, that nasty Mars out of sect transit that you feared easier. So much easier. Yet, that moment of birth, when your soul crafted its fate, its forecast, drew up its houses like support beams in a structure, cast its lot into them, and said, "Go forth and try to become a conscious being in the darkness of your matter and the matter of the universe, to bring the light of the soul into existence." It said, "Here are the tasks and the fates that you will face." Well, that moment, my dear student of astrology, is set in the cement of your sect light, like a playful handprint there for your physical life, doing what it can to encourage you to become a master of your own destiny.